डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी.
Namaskar, dear students. Myself, Zeel Sagar Shah, working as an assistant professor in School of Computer Science in Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University. Welcome to the Chaitanya Studio. We are in the lecture series of object-oriented programming using C++, in which today we are going to learn about Unit 5, Part 2, that is Decision and Control Structures. In the last lecture, we have studied about the decision-making statements, that is if, and the other parts of if, that is if else, nested if, and else if ladder. And we have also learned about the switch case in detail. So, today we are going to learn about loops in detail. So, our today's agenda is loops. So, first of all, now, what is loops? Loop is a mechanism through which a statement or a set of statements can be executed repeatedly. The statements that are executed repeatedly are known as body of the loop. So the body of the loop can be executed repeatedly for a specified number of times or until the given condition remains true. In C++, there are three types of loops: while loop, do while loop, and for loop. So let's see all these loops in details. While loop. This loop structure is used when the programmer does not know in advance. The syntax of while loop is while, then loop repetition condition, and then the statements to be executed. What is loop repetition condition? Loop repetition condition is the condition which controls the body of the loop, and the statements are repeated as long as our condition, that is loop repetition condition, is true. A loop is called an infinite loop if our loop repetition condition is always true. And after executing while loop, if we want to execute our next statement, then we will use next statement. When a while loop statement is executed, condition is evaluated first, and after that the body of the loop will be executed. So let's see while loop with a flow chart. First, the entry point of the while loop. After that, the condition is checked. If the condition is true, then the body of the loop will be executed. Otherwise, it will go outside the loop. After executing the body of the loop, the execution goes back to the while loop if the condition is true, and again it will check that whether the condition is true or not, and the iterations are going on till our condition does not satisfy. So this is the flowchart of while loop. Now let's see our example of while loop in detail. So first we will include our IOStream. After that we have initiate one variable j with -5. After that we have our condition, that is j is less than equal to 0, and if j is less than equal to 0, then it will enter into our while loop and we will print j, and after that j is incremented by 1. So let's see this program using flowchart so that it will be easily understood by u. So first of all, we have initiate j with -5. After that, we have checked that j is greater than less than equal to 0. So -5 is less than equal to 0. True. So we will print -5. After that, we will increment -5 with +1. So we will have j as -4. So again we will check that -4 is less than equal to 0. True. So we will print -4, and this iterations will go on till 0. And in the last iteration, when we increment 0 with 1, then it will go in the false condition and it will go outside the loop, and in that we will print the next statements whichever are there. Over here there are no statements after the while loop, so no other statements will be executed, and our execution will be stopped. And when we run this program, we will get this output, that is -4, -3 till -0. Now let's see the next loop, that is do while loop. So what is do while loop? As while loop, do while loop is also used to execute a statement or a set of statement as long as the given condition remains true. The condition comes after the body of the loop. The condition is evaluated after executing the body of the loop. So let's see our syntax first, and we will discuss do while loop in detail. So first we will write do keyword. After that, the statement whichever we want to pass, and then we will write while keyword, and after that we will write our condition. So why we will use do while loop? Do while loop is used when the programmer wants that at least one time his or her program execute, then we will use do while loop. And in this do while loop, in while after condition, semicolon is must. If you do not write semicolon, then you will get an error. So let's see do while loop flowchart, how it works. First we will enter our, that is do. In do, if we will write body of the loop. After that, we will check our condition. If our condition is true, then we will again go to the do, and after the iteration will go so and so until our condition will false. And after that, we will execute our next statement. So this is the example of do while loop, that first we will initiate our variable I with 1. After that, we will print our I variable, that is whichever is there in I. After that, we will increment I with 1. And in the end, we will check, that is I is less than equal to 5 or not. So let's see this with our flowchart. First we will initiate I, that is 1, and print 1, and I plus 1. So first we will check that 1 is less than equal to 5. True. So we will go back to the I plus, now I is equal to 2. 2 is less than equal to 5. That is true. This iterations will go and go unless and until we get 6. If we will get 6, we will go out of the loop and our loop will be terminated, and the condition is false. So whenever we write this program, what will we get as our output? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's see for loop in detail. What is for loop? The for loop is used to execute a statement or a set of statements repeated for a specific number of times. This loop is also known as counter loop. Let's see the syntax of this loop. For initialization, condition, increment or decrement. So this will do at a first only. In do while loop, we have our condition afterwards, after the loop of the body, and in for loop we will have all the things in one line, and these statements or a group of statements we want to execute in for loop. And after for loop, if we want to execute any statements, then we will have next statement. Now let's see the execution of for loop. First we will initialize. After that we will check condition, and if condition is true, then we will write the body of the loop, and after that the increment or decrement will be followed. If after incrementing, we will check again our condition. If it is true, it will show the body of the loop, and afterwards it will do increment or decrement. If the condition is false at the last iteration, it will go out of the loop and it will show next statements in the program. Let's see our example of for loop. First we will include IOString. After that we have initiate 1, and in now we will check 1 is less than 5. Yes, so we will print our 1. After that it will go again to our condition, that is 2. 2 is less than equal to 5. Yes, so we will print our 2. After that we will increment our I with 1, that is I plus plus is initialized, is dynamically over here, it is dynamically initialized, that is I plus 1. And let's see this flow chart. I is equal to 1, and we have checked our condition, that is I is less than 5, that is 1 is less than 5, true. Then we will initiate our then we will print our I, and these iterations will go and so on till our condition is false, that is when we have 6 as I. 6 is less than equal to 5, no, then we will go out of the loop, and the next statement, that is OK, will be printed. So over here also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and OK will be printed. In the next lecture we will study about the unconditional statements in detail. Thank you.
स्वाध्यायः परमं तप